Guys, welcome back to the second episode of the Underground City podcast. We were definitely a lot behind today. I think the new start time is going to be 12:45 to about 2:45, 2:30 around there. But it's the second episode. We're doing a lot of planning, a lot of learning, trying to get episodes planned out for you guys. But we were supposed to have Sean on today, but just due to circumstances on his end and then timing on our end, it just didn't work out. So today,
we will have Sean on one though.
Yeah, for sure. We definitely want him on that.
Probably the next one, honestly.
Yeah. So, as you guys know, I'm Zach. I'm the host of this podcast. He's Cody. He's pretty much my co-host. But there's going to be times where he can't get on, and I'm the only one on with some other guest or my own topic. So, yeah. I don't know. Today we're kind of just going to be digging deeper into stuff that we won't be like the last time. I think that we can make today about like just crazy ass conspiracies or whatever.
Oh, I got so many.
It's because my whole plan today was to have Sean on and then really just dig into his mind and your guys' duo. But fuck you, Sean.
No. But I don't care. Start it off. Spit something at me. I'm going.
Well, you started off because I don't know. You said you have a lot you could talk about.
What do you want to talk about? Conspiracies?
Yeah.
Aliens. Boom. Go. Do you believe in them? And what do you think about them? And like, what do you think aliens as a whole? Not just like big-headed green people.
I don't know. I've watched a lot of podcasts between like Impulsive and Joe Rogan. And I'm definitely in belief of them. You kind of be, I don't know. I don't want to sound rude, but in my opinion, you gotta kind of be thick-skulled if you don't believe aliens are real. Like, you're so arrogant to think that we're the only species in this whole world.
Dude. That brings me to a topic of, like, my brain is starting to process that now. And there's legitimately some days where, like, I will get so in my head about, oh my gosh, like, I just think about everything, and then I see, like, myself from a third-person view. Have you ever had that happen? Where you see yourself in a third-person view, and you just feel disconnected for a quick second?
Yeah. I don't know. The thing is, I've heard things that are crazy, like aliens aren't actually from the sky, and it's actually from the deep depths of the ocean. Like,
I've never heard that ever. I'm not saying you're dumb for it.
I'm just saying, like, you know the Mariana Trench, how no one can reach that level of depth? Mm-hmm. And, like, we can have no efficient way to really explore down there. I've heard theories where aliens are actually underneath the Mariana Trench, and that's, like, one day that's where they'll come from.
What even is the Mariana Trench?
It's just, like, a deep-ass crack in the earth and the earth's floor that goes, like, that allows
in the
water.
Ocean?
Yeah, I don't know, like... Let's look up how... We don't have an extra laptop, so let's look up how deep the Mariana Trench is.
I mean, wait.
Yeah, but it's probably going to lag. It's not the best one yet.
True that.
How deep is the Mariana Trench? Approximately 36,200 feet.
And that's already at the bottom of the ocean?
Like, I think the Mariana Trench is one of the deepest points of the ocean.
Oh.
But, like, if you get to that level of depth, like, in a regular, like... what we have, you'd literally implode. Like, your body would just be like, like a big ball. Which is crazy to think that we even have that much pressure, dude. And there's animals that live down there.
Dude. I need to show you. Am I allowed to show this on... This guy, I don't know if anybody knows about this guy.
Just
but
a second.
I'll give him a quick shout out on here. Have you seen the guy... on TikTok? He might be on any like other things. Have you seen the guy who literally genetically makes different species of animals?
No.
Dude. I'm sorry this is so off topic, but this just brought me to this moment. And I think everyone should know what this is. Look at this. This man, I'll go to like the craziest one. Pig squirrel.
Today I'll be showing you my pig and squirrel animal hybrid. As always, this started with extracting
So he takes...
DNA from my pet squirrel.
Are they actually living, or do they
splicing
just die?
DNA from my my pet
Just
pig
watch,
in my
dude.
home laboratory. When the babies came out, they were so small and cute and lovable. But when they grew up, this is what they looked
What
like.
the hell?
Although they have skin like a pig, they're very much so still squirrels. And this is a work in progress.
You
They're
gotta
so
show the
happy.
camera. I gotta make sure that was okay to show, but this
Today
is
I'll be showing
completely.
you my pig and squirrel animal hybrid. As always,
Yeah, that's good.
this started with extracting DNA from my pet squirrel.
So basically, guys, if you can't hear it right now,
From my pet pig.
this guy took the DNA from a squirrel, DNA from his pet pig,
When the
and he's
babies came
creating
out,
a
they were so
literally a
small.
genetic mutation of a pig squirrel,
Dude, he has so many insane ones.
This
and
is
that's what a
they
pig
looked
squirrel
like.
is.
Dude, he has one where he literally made.
Skin like a pig.
Look at that thing, dude.
Very much so still squirrels.
Yeah, but you gotta come up with the conversation. Is that even ethical to do?
Dude, but some of them, like, oh my gosh, we can go into like ecosystems and all that shit right now. But some of them he'll like sell, like the little ones he'll sell, and other ones he just releases into the wild.
That's not. That's
Dude, that's like not anything that the ecosystem has ever seen before.
yeah, and
A
that's
fucking
yeah, but you
pig
got-
squirrel.
you also gotta think that's either gonna just basically die right as soon as it gets out of captivity, or that's gonna literally just cause so much issues to an existing ecosystem.
Dude, he made one where he literally mixed electric eel, a squirrel, and I think a bunny to like no, and a chicken, like a chick to make a Pikachu. And it literally became like this weird yellow animal. I could pull it up, but I just don't want to spend forever on the phone and looking at it.
That's
but
just I don't know. That's cool that he does that, but like when you really think
it's
about it,
scary, dude. Imagine what you can make out of humans.
but it's also the internet. Like we've talked about this the last episode, but like how much can we actually believe? Like what if
That's
that
the
was just
thing. Some of those do look like just animals that look like they would be mixed with those two. But that one right there, dude, that was like a scaly looking. It kind
That
of looked like a
pig
hairless
squirrel.
possum, though.
But like, if that is true and he's actually releasing them into the wild and he's releasing genetic mutated animals into the wild, that's so messed up. But
Isn't
I
that
also
illegal though?
probably definitely
Like, what is
so
the
I feel like
legality of
in
that?
reality he might just have animals that have conditions and then he just makes it look like something.
True.
So then he's actually helping them and releases them in the wild because I just want to make sure I want to make sure it was on my Facebook.
Oh, all right.
But yeah, back to the alien topic. I heard this story from an Impulsive podcast. I forget who the guy is, but he's working on a documentary, or he was working on a documentary. I think it's out now. I have to get the information of that, which I'll pull up once I give you what I want to say. But there was this case in I think South Africa where this in the 90s or something like that. This school had an experience where an alien landed, like alien spacecraft landed, and all the kids ran to it, and like the teachers like were like no, because
Like they were like
the
just being
alien
kids running at it.
yeah, like as like and curious and like
Oh.
but since it was in South Africa at the time, they had like logs, and that was like their fence for like kids not to go past.
Yeah.
And all the kids went past, and the teachers are yelling, and then the teachers even saw this ship, and these like beings that came out of it, and they were like they were like just acting like strange, like no one knows what an alien looks like. Most people don't know. Like we don't really know the answer.
We
but-
figure it. I mean, there's like grays. There's different species. There's all type like
But
reptilian.
we know what.
We know what they give us. We
We
know
know-
what we have.
But we also know, by this Hollywood standards.
I mean, yeah, definitely. But it's like the fact of we're all we can believe and perceive, unless we make it up in our own head, is the stuff that people have told us. And
Yeah.
like I feel I
We could be
believe in it.
completely wrong about aliens.
I know. I completely agree with aliens and believe that all of that exists. It's just like it's like the proof in front of my face. I wish I could just have the proof in front of my face. Like ghosts.
Well, that's the thing. But let me finish this one thing, the story, but real quick. And then I'll get to answer your thing about something. But like with that, you were saying you wish you could have something.
Yeah.
But when they saw these aliens, they started to like interact with the children apparently and like start dancing. Like the kids were like hopscotching and stuff, and like
with the alien,
and the aliens were like hopscotching back, like imitating what the kids were doing. And then this Logan Paul said something asking like why, like, because like we hear these stories where like you have these spacecrafts flying over like the Air Force like not battlefields but bases and stuff, and then they're getting shot at. So then Logan Paul was like, why the hell, I think it was Logan Paul was like, why the hell is there always like in these remote ass areas?
That's
but
what I'm saying.
The thing
Area
is,
51.
if you are an alien and you're smart enough to have these aircrafts that fly at milliseconds and like go to the ground and stuff, and if you go over,
if you say exactly what I was gonna say right when I'm done, or right when you were done,
but like if you go over an aircraft area, like you go over these areas that are kind of populated with like higher level people, and you're getting shot at, then why? And then like then you go to these remote areas with kids and like random people in really remote areas, like, and you're not getting shot at. Wouldn't you prefer to do that if you're visiting a unknown location?
This is what I'm saying, because you know how there's a lot of, like, when people think of aliens, they think higher, smarter beings, obviously, right? They're fucking flying saucers around. But so why would these aliens come here, or come to the Earth or whatever, to Africa, like you said, that part, and start hopscotching with the kids and imitating the kids, other than coming down and probably wreaking havoc like they could?
Well, that's the other thing. Like, what?
Like, are we perceiving them correct? Like, yeah, do the movies make us think that aliens are so bad? Dangerous?
What if we were aliens all along? Yeah, that's another theory that's actually, like, what? We could be created by aliens, you know? Like, there's so much, like, I think what we view aliens as this, like, monster that's gonna rip your head off and then suck your juices out and then go to the next person is exactly what Hollywood made it. But in reality, they could just be really, like, think about it. They could be coming here and like throwing signs at us, like saying, like, they could be coming here and like trying to what's the word I'm looking for?
Because gain knowledge.
That, or they could just be really advanced in their future. Like, we could be really behind their future. Like, they're really advanced and far past what we're going through right now. So what if they're coming here to basically warn us, like technology isn't the answer, and like this, it's gonna get to the point where technology was so prevalent in their society that it ended up destroying them, and that's why they have these amazing spacecrafts that, you know, can fly at milliseconds, can go from like thousands of feet in the air to right on the like water level and not like have a hard time. So
I believe that they were here before us, and they're basically, because there's a lot of things that you could go into religion, and because I obviously, like, not really gonna put my views on religion or whatever, but like, I believe in God, I believe in Jesus. Like, what if because like people say, like, God's guiding my life, this spiritual being's guiding my life, and that is what I believe too. But then there's the side of my mind, like, what if these aliens or higher beings or extraterrestrials were here and they're literally putting us down all these paths? What if we're literally, like, then that goes into simulation? What if we're dead ass in a simulation right now, and then as soon as you die, you wake up?
Dude, birds.
Nobody know everything, and then that goes into DMT too, because we got DMT in our brain, and people every person who does DMT, because I've watched a lot of Joe Rogan,
trying to get that
pretty much like a lot of people that have DMT have some sort of seeing life after death, and it's apparently most of the time, unless you're going crazy on the DMT and you're having a bad trip, most of the time it's like this, they say they feel surreal, it's this heavenly place, and then they always see a figure, but not, it's always different for other people. So it's like, and we have natural DMT in our brain, and when we die, everything is released. What if when we die, all that DMT is released, and it's like a huge overloaded trip?
Yeah,
you don't know.
But I'll add to that point that when a lot of people, when they first take DMT, they will hear this like godly like voice that says, "I'm so glad you found our drug."
That's what it is.
A
It's
lot of
stuff like that.
And like, but the thing that's crazy is DMT is in grass blades. Like DMT is in everything. It's so easy. Like it's not easy to do, like
Obviously you
extract,
can't
but
go out and eat grass and shit. So it's like, what if we're living in some big ass trip, man? What if, like,
if you've seen
I've been really
videos-
looking at things like for what they really are. Like, we're humans, man. Look at us. We are living organisms.
just like Joe Rogan
that-
said, though, we're literally just chimps, like more advanced chimps.
Yeah.
So like Joe
Yes,
Rogan's
dude.
point was like, if aliens are real, they're gonna come to Earth. Like they could come to Earth and just be like we could be the fucking stinky chimps to them, dude. That's what
Yes,
Joe Rogan.
that's
we
what
could-
I believe.
Like,
and
I don't think that if they're real and they have that much advanced technology, I don't think they're gonna come down to Earth and destroy it because they would have done that already.
that's like they can. I believe that they can do it. But like, are they trying to evolve us? Are like they trying to evolve mankind? And like because there's so much talk of, there's so many different things if you look at it in this world right now that could literally end us in a second. Well, I don't know. Yellowstone,
dude.
You got natural disasters. You got I don't really know anything about global warming, so I'm not even gonna say that. But like,
That's a touchy subject.
yeah, climate change,
Yeah.
whatever, man. It's like there's so many things on this earth that could literally end us all right now, and
People think that Los Angeles
There's
will end
gotta be-
underwater.
Hmm?
People think that Los Angeles will end up underwater.
there's already places on earth that are literally sinking underwater.
You want to hear something crazy? When history teachers would always
Atlantis
be like
is real, right?
Atlantis.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of conspiracy behind that, but my thing is with teachers, like in history class, you always
Mhm.
get like you're like, why the hell am I learning about old ass shit? You know.
Mm-hmm.
And then the teacher's always like, well, history always repeats itself. And it, like when
Dude,
you really look at it, it actually does, dude. Like
I swear.
COVID, polio, like remember the polio pandemic? Like I think it only really affected kids. I don't know that much about it, so I could be very much wrong. But at the same time, like everyone was in a complete panic. I don't think they were going as far as masks and stuff, but then like everyone was freaking out because like polio was so deadly. And now here we are, 2020 into 2021. COVID is like the dumbed down version of that because I feel like people even took it more serious then. Like nowadays, people just like gain social anxiety and weight.
Dude. Oh my gosh. What was I gonna say? Oh, what you said about the COVID thing and like how teachers always say history, whatever. Does that, I'm not gonna say his name, obviously, but disasters teacher.
Yeah.
When we were watching a show, or no, it was a movie we were watching about a pandemic 2 years before COVID. And we were watching a movie about a pandemic, and this man goes, yeah, I wouldn't doubt in about 2 years we'll have a global pandemic going on. And then, so like that's already like, what the fuck? Because it was literally like 2 years after. And then at the end of the movie, guess how the whole pandemic started in the movie? A bat. A bat. And everybody on the movie had the same exact symptoms as COVID.
Oh wait, I've seen that. Is it that Asian movie?
Yes,
dude.
where they're rubbing their hands on the subway pole and shit, and people are getting so sick.
Yeah, dude. I've seen like clips of that when people are like, "What the fuck?" That's literally a movie. I don't know exactly what it's called, but there's a movie out there that is exactly as the pandemic states. Like it's like there's a lot of like people don't know if it started from a bat or whatever, but I like there's probably a solid answer out there now. I just stopped paying attention to all COVID. But
Dude,
in reality, the
COVID
whole
makes me depressed.
like I don't want to get too deep into COVID because a lot of people disagree with it. But in reality, it makes. I was at a comedy show like 2 nights ago.
It was 2 nights ago. I thought it was yesterday.
Oh wait, yeah, it was yesterday. I don't know. I was tired. No wait, yesterday? No, it was Friday. It was Friday night. Yesterday was Saturday.
I don't know. You were the one who did it. I don't know.
Yeah, it was Friday. But anyways, a lot of the comedics were making jokes about how like they make COVID such a big deal where you can go eat in a restaurant and take your mask off when you sit down, but you wear your mask when you walk because this thing protects you so much. So one of the guys made a joke that when you sit down, he's like COVID's up here, it's not gonna get you. Like it just makes no sense how they're doing it all. Like I believe it's very much real, but the way we go about it was very wrong.
There's so many things I could say on it because like there's so much evidence on this side proving that it could be such a plot and it was planted on us, and then there's obviously a lot of evidence over here saying okay, over time this was bound to happen.
Well, COVID's actually been around forever.
I know, it was just wasn't it never strong enough to...
I just don't think it was so
No. I'm pretty... Well, if the bat theory's real, then bats were the ones carrying it.
Bats were also the ones that gave us Ebola, I believe. Like, they helped spread
I was thinking pig, but
Ebola.
that's a swine flu.
Yeah, that's swine flu. But, yeah. We'll get off the topic of COVID for now, because I just feel like everyone sees everything about it, and I don't want to
there's so
about it.
I mean, it is a podcast.
I know, but I don't want to be like a news anchor.
I don't want to be a news anchor, yeah, but there's definitely a lot of things you could go into depth about COVID, because I know exactly what side I'm on, but I'm just... I'll just say it. I'm on the side of, I'm starting to believe, okay, this is a little this is getting dragged on a bit. I believe it's a real thing, but, I believe if we really stopped and sat down and did something about it way earlier, we could have been somewhat back to normal.
The thing that worries me is, if you get the vaccine, more power to you at the end of the day, you had more balls than I do, but at the same time, the thing that freaks me out about it is they sit here and create this vaccine in less than a year. But then we have shit I know cancer's more intense, but there's shit that's been around for decades that they can't even make a vaccine for.
Yeah.
So it just freaks me out that they've just made this thing they're we got a vaccine, we're ready to prick you guys. And then it's then you get the people that are fucking hi.
Yeah. do you I don't know if you ever saw this, but do you remember when at the start of this there was a scientist or whatever that found a vaccine for COVID, or I don't know, cure vaccine, whatever you want to call it, a vaccine for COVID? Missing? No, he apparently committed suicide the next day, but never had tendencies, never had no mental issues, nothing. But apparently the next day he killed himself and his place burned down.
That's why,
there's no, there's gotta be something behind it.
Okay, this is a very touchy subject, but I also believe that there is cures for some cancers, but I believe it's a huge money driving force in another sense. That's feel a very sensitive topic, but bad for people that get cancer, but I also feel like it's been in the so long.
Yeah, I don't know. It just, we're definitely closer because there's a lot more people surviving, but I feel because I remember years ago they were talking about donate, get cure for cancer, help get the cure for cancer, and now it's we're here and it feels like we still haven't moved anywhere with it.
Yeah, I don't know too much about it. That's just my view about it. I could be very wrong, and I didn't mean to insult anybody if that does insult anybody, but that's just the way I think about it because of how long it's been around compared to now we have COVID and we have this vaccine in less than a year. Not that there's a vaccine. There won't be a vaccine for cancer. Yeah, but we had the vaccine pretty much made a little less than a year.
Oh yeah, 4 months ago.
Yeah. And it's I don't know. There's so much conspiracies you can get into about it, and there's so much drama about it that I've stopped paying attention to it because at the end of the day, it's no matter what I say, I'm gonna have to go into a store with a mask on just so I could buy a candy bar if I wanted. So.
But then I see these people without wearing masks, and it's just this vaccine is just making people feel like they're entitled to not wear a mask, or they're just no maskers. It's so hard to really think about and explain because no matter how hard our president tries, or anywhere around the country tries to put everybody on a lockdown, You're not getting everybody to go on a lockdown.
Look at Miami, dude. They didn't change a single thing about their life, and then they got curfewed, and then there was like fights about it because people are so mad about it.
There was fights about it, and now they are. It's not mandatory to wear a mask there.
Texas isn't mandatory either.
It's just so weird how everything's playing. Like our state of COVID is completely different than any like other places, like in New York.
Yeah, now it's getting to the point though where you got like the people that are like the new "fuck you" to the man is like where like you used to be like when you make you wear hats and you always have like guys that are like, I'm gonna wear my hat but I'm gonna wear it backwards, and now you got the guys that are like, yeah, I'll wear my mask but I'm gonna put it on my chin only.
Yeah, dude. It's
or
just
you're like you got the guys that are like, yeah, I'll put it on but my nose is gonna be out.
Dude, I hate the people who literally. I've seen people wear masks here and just their whole mouth is out.
Oh, really?
And like when people at work, they'll talk to me and like I won't hear them, so then I'll be heading around and then I'll head around. They'll go, yeah, and like take it off, and I'm just like, I'm not like a super like, oh my god, get away from me, but it's like have some damn self decency.
Or the people that like the face mask too. I don't understand. You're breathing in the air underneath and around.
Dude, I've seen people with like bubbles on their head, dude.
It's just.
But that's what it's come to. It's literally, and as soon as I know, even when this pandemic is over, literally, what's it called? There's still gonna be people wearing masks. It's never gonna go back to normal.
The normal is. I just want to go back. Brad, the music producer for you, I follow him on Facebook. Excuse me, and he posted something saying like, I miss when grocery stores were 24 hours because I miss being able to just be fucking hungry in the middle of the night when I have like a friend over.
Out of everything, that's what you miss. Yeah. 24-hour grocery stores.
And then like you literally just like you can just go back. Like you can go to the store and it's 3 a.m. and go grab your like whatever you want. And now it's like you can't go past 12. 12 is like the new late.
I just miss normal life. Is basically what it is. Cause like there's so many. Could you imagine how far me and you could both be in our careers? Either you with this and filming and all your shit, and then me like with my music. Could you imagine how far we could be right now? Like I could be performing right now, but instead I was talking to Brad about performing, like I told you, and he texted his promoter, and his promoter was like, yeah, probably like hoping for late summer. So like when I perform, it'll probably be, if that's correct, then probably late summer is the first time I'll be able to perform.
You're gonna be shaking in your boots for that.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna be pissing my pants. I'm gonna need I'm gonna need someone up there with me, but I figure I'm gonna need you to be taking pictures or something to distract me. That's my only problem is like once a ball blows up and I know the people are coming for my music, it's like this is my thing. But like proving to people that like you should rock with me, my music's good.
Yeah,
is the hard part, and it's just scary. But that's like anxiety you gotta get over. So.
Speaking about music now, since we kind of morphed into that topic a little bit, yeah. You dropped a new album, right? That's what you call it. Okay, you call it an EP. So Cody is obviously, as you guys know from the first episode, but if you guys are new to this episode, Cody is a musician. He started about 9-10 months ago, close to a year at this point.
Yeah, so what is it? April?
Yeah. So you have like 9 to 10 months into music, I'd say.
Around that.
And he's already been able to scrounge up like 10,000, last time I checked, 10,000 listeners per month on Spotify. Spotify is probably, you'd say, your hottest platform.
Probably my hottest, but it's like, I love the fact of having that many monthly listeners, but like, I don't tend to base my career off of it because it fluctuates so much.
Oh yeah.
Like I hit a peak where I was going up a lot, new fans coming in or whatever, and now it's like since I'm not getting all those numbers anymore or more, I'm starting to trickle down. So it's like.
But you did just drop a new EP called Scrapbook. And we were playing some of the songs in the beginning, but I think we had some audio issues in the beginning, so you might not have been able to hear it right till the end. But we have a lot of cool ideas that we want to do for those music videos on that album or EP. But I don't know, is there anything you want to say about it?
It was long awaited. It was definitely long awaited. Everyone should go check it out on Spotify. I'm sure you'll leave my links in the description on the YouTube video of this or whatever. But I don't know. I feel like that EP was kind of like the turning point. In all honesty, like
what do you mean?
Like,
was that your first one completely?
Leading up to it is because, like, okay, we had my last album, right? I'll just put it like this: Potions and Emotions.
Yeah.
We had that, and then that went crazy. Obviously, that's the most viewed thing. And then I dropped Do or Die, or no, not Do or Die. Humble. And then I dropped this, and then, or Perfect Person, and then those both did pretty good. And then I dropped this, and now I'm going to run ads for it. I'm going to try to get on playlists, try to do playlisting, advertisements, all that. And,
yeah,
like, I feel like so maybe not this, but maybe Potions and Emotions to this was the turning point, is what I'm trying to say.
Because you have, that's the thing, you have more knowledge now, and, like when you start,
so much more.
Like, even this, I'm learning now, like, I was late today, like, I gotta be more stern on the schedule, but I think we have a more permanent time that we're gonna plan on starting this.
12:45 works better.
Yeah, 12:45 works, because we're trying to have Cody on as much as we possibly can, and then the days he can is just because he absolutely can, but at the end of the day, like, this is all a learning process, but I'm just going by the basis of if it's good to do something when it's good, then it's good to do something when it's bad. And I think I stated that the last time, because you're going to get better. I'm going to keep getting better over episodes. You're going to keep getting better over each song. And at the end of the day, I think, wasn't this like your first whole album completely edited by Brad?
This one?
Mm-hmm.
The Scrapbook? Yeah.
Yeah, see, like, no offense to Lappy. His work has gotten you where it's gotten, but, like, Brad has...
I mean, Lappy definitely... Because
Lappy definitely supported it.
He mixed and mastered Potions and Emotions. He was the engineer for that, pretty much. So, like, all the credit goes to Lappy, and then it's just like, obviously, and I'm in KGR or whatever, and then me and Lappy are in this like little group. Like, me and Lappy are still like this, but it's like, obviously, over time you're gonna evolve.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want, if Lappy watches this, I don't want him to have any offense to it, because at the end of the day, he's gotten you from nosebleeds. He did nosebleeds, right?
No, he didn't do nosebleeds or pour up or any of that. But like, when I made those, that's when he contacted me and was like, "Yo, I see talent in you," and like, he's basically like a huge motivation factor along with you and everyone.
He that's what I'm saying though. Like, he's been pretty much from the beginning to this degree, and it's been less than a year. Like, he's gotten you to the point where he's given you the knowledge, given you the basis, and given you free. From my understanding, it's been free that he like, because he wanted to help you. Now,
I mean, yeah, we have like a little bit of, we talk about money, but like I didn't pay him for any of those. He offered.
And it's not like, I'm not saying that's what Lappy does, but if I'm assuming that's what Lappy was willing to do because he wanted to take you under his wing. And
that's exactly what he did.
And now he's gotten you to the point where you were able to make connections through with Brad, and then now you're paying Brad a little bit of money, and like, it's because of that you're getting a little bit more.
Exactly. It's just all the connections now. The connections. Like, I don't know if I told you this, but me and Brad, you know how we were just talking about shows? We wanted to do, like, get me obviously started in maybe like 3-4 shows, get me used to and acquainted to it. And me and him were talking about, if all goes well and like everything's starting to open back up for at least normal performing again, like, assemble a team, like obviously you, Brad's promoter, and plan a little East Coast tour.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know how far we would go, but like at least to like New York City, maybe New York or New Jersey, like, and just go there and then play all the little venue shows we can there.
I got an idea what I would do with my podcast at that point. I'd probably go like,
we wanted to like
on foot interviews almost. I don't want to be like a copy of No Jumper, but like in reality, I want to keep my podcast going. So like, it'd be an opportunity for me on, like, if we're there in an area on a Sunday, I can go around interviewing artists, because at the end of the day, like I told you guys, my podcast, I want it to be based off helping musicians, based off creating connections with musicians, but that doesn't mean this has to only be about music. It's a damn podcast. I want to be able to shout out this like an artist I see potential and just like Lappy took you under his wing, and then if you fuck with him, then you can take him under your wing and like you can work with this guy too. But at the end of the day, I wanted that artist to come on here and be able to share his mind.
It's an inspiration thing.
Yeah.
Like it's like we take inspiration. I know for a fact you take inspiration from No Jumper because you just said it. And like Cole Bennett, like if you think, I mean, yeah, you can think about it as Cole Bennett's like has his own brand. He's a filmer. He has a podcast. But like if you think about it in all hindsight, they are like the labels of all like independent artists. Really, they take all they have to do is here, come on my show, or here, let me film a music video for you, and I don't know if he'll stay there, but
you
like,
have the opportunity to do the work to stay there. That's the thing, because they give you that platform, and I'm not offering that big of a platform right now, but at the end of the day, it's gonna get there. I'm gonna keep working at it. I'm gonna keep making it a point, and then like I'm gonna start paying for promotion and stuff. And like now, especially now in my personal life, I know exactly where I'm gonna be living now. I just have to, re-sign some paperwork. But at the end of the day, I don't have to question where I'm living anymore, so I know what I can budget my money for now, and I'm gonna start paying for promotion. And like, I feel like a lot of people that try to get into stuff, whether it's a podcast, music, they don't understand. Like, I didn't understand, but I always just thought it was, continuous growth on your end, in the sense of like you just keep grinding and it's eventually gonna come, which is true. But then nowadays it's such a saturated market that you have
many things around it.
You have to pay to get ads. You have to pay to get promotion, because
that's not a bad thing.
No,
though.
It's not. But we're past the age where you can burn a CD with your music on it and go pass around a bunch of copies.
Yeah, and get huge off that. But it's like, because so many people are doing the same thing, but it's like, and you just said about paying, and I said it's not a bad thing to like be paying to get higher up. But like, I saw this one video because I was like the same way on music, like paying for promotions, doing Facebook campaign ads and stuff like that. And then that's called like artificial branding. But he said what did he say? He said you have to do some artificial advertising, meaning pay for whatever, to spark an organic growth.
Yeah, exactly, because you have to be able to get your name out. Just like that one album like guy you spoke to way back. He literally
guy
for UMG Records.
Oh yeah.
Remember he said like you're like a map without your treasure without a map. But at the end, like that's so true. Like there's a lot of people that could love this podcast and love the idea of the podcast.
They just don't know about it yet. And that's the same thing with my music. Obviously, like when I was making music, obviously I was at the low end of the totem pole, and I'm still not saying I'm huge up there yet, but like once I started doing that, and now I've reached people, and I have a solid, I'm not huge or anything, but I got a solid fan base. I got multiple people text me every day like, oh, hype for this, whatever, like, or like, it's just like I got a little community now, and then that's gonna come to you. Like, you're like me at Nosebleeds right now.
Yeah, exactly.
That's your start, and then just wait till you're at this little where I am, and then while you're here, then imagine I'm there, and then it all interlinks. And then
the thing that's crazy is this is my second episode in, and I've already there's already universe signs that I've been getting that's like making me think that this is where I was supposed to end up the whole time, because I went to, like I said, that comedy show. I was invited out of random by my friend I've known for like 3 years now, and he's on his own grind. He's not doing a podcast or anything like that, but he's an actor. So once COVID's over, he plans to, get back more heavy into that. Like he physically does plays and stuff because he's trying to get known for that. But his friend runs this podcast. I can't remember the exact name of the podcast. It's very Moments, but I will put the link. I'll put the links in the description and stuff because he's a cool guy. But I went there and I made friends with this guy that's pretty much in the same position as me. He's just has more time on his podcast than I've had so far.
Mm-hmm.
And he was dope. He thought I was dope, and he thinks what I'm doing is really dope. And Karen.
Sharon.
But he wants to link and get on my podcast. I'll get on his podcast, but that's how you grow. Like, that's the other thing. By bringing on these smaller artists, I'm not saying that I'm using them for their background, but at the same time, they're gonna come with some fans, and I'm gonna have some fans. It's gonna morph together. That's another fan base that sees my face.
That's what.
And then getting on someone else's podcast and having them on my podcast, that's more fans to bring. You
Yeah,
just have to
you can't
constantly
look at it
link.
as like a shitty thing. Like, oh, I would want that kid because he would bring a lot of attention. It's how you grow. Even if you're smaller than the person coming on, it's like you're still giving them something.
Exactly.
But that's the thing that I want to like. Underground City podcast is all 100% you. This is all yours. But Underground City, it's a brand. Like it all dude, I can't think of the word. Meshes. Like Underground City is the brand now. That's the brand. Like I can't say, oh, I mean, you could technically say like my music is a brand. You could say that like Cody is a brand. Underground City podcast is a brand. But in a whole, I want to interlink all of this with Underground City and make it a whole thing. The podcast is yours, the music's mine. Underground City, ours. Our brand.
The whole, like, for people that are new, the whole idea behind the name is because, like I said, is based around music, underground artists, like, but at the end of the day, I feel like Underground City, to me at least, means like we're sitting here and like we're all on the same grind, like we're all on the same connected path, and like you're underground, and like if you're not known, then your city's more than like not your city necessarily, but your area is not known. And we come
not
from
even
Buffalo.
Underground City or like physically calling it an underground city. It's just the fact of
Well, the other way I like to think about it is like it's like a community, like kind of like in those like coal mining eras, and like instead of coal mining, like we're all just like these guys,
we're all
like
grinding,
worker bees, but like on our own level. We're not working for no government.
We're working as our grind. We're working
it's just
to
like
do
the
what we
city
want.
of connection. That's what I think about it. The city of
It's
underground
its own
connections.
city. It's its own city. But you got like that's. I mean, I'm sure you were on the same mindset as me. Like how the podcast, yours, music's mine. Underground City as a whole is ours because it's kind of like our brand. Like when we, because obviously me and you have been talking about merch, and like that's gonna be. It's gonna be released under Underground City, as long as like everything legal, standard, we can trademark it, whatever. Like that'll be the brand. Like you'll have the little Underground City wherever, and then it'll be like some dope ass merch, and then it'll be like, oh, you see Underground City's dropping, or like, and then people think about it like that. It's like Cole Bennett and Lyrical Lemonade. When people think Cole Bennett, they think music video, Lyrical Lemonade music videos. Cole Bennett in a whole is Lyrical Lemonade. That's his brand. He releases clothes. It's a whole brand.
And I want to make, I don't know, I think you had the same mindset, but I do want to plan on having like a very limited merch.
Huh?
A very limited merch.
That's what I'm talking about.
Because like right now,
I don't want everyone to have some like corny ass shirt, like not corny because it'll be our merch, whatever. But like I don't want everybody to have like
the band shirt. Like everybody has this band shirt, and you could still go buy this band shirt, kind of thing.
Oh yeah. I mean that
kind of like Revenge. Like I feel like, or Supreme. I don't want to be like Supreme because I feel like, in my opinion, Supreme's nice as shit, but at the same time, it's because of the name that people buy it. Nothing else really.
Because you literally have a box logo that's worth more than the whole outfit I have on.
But like, I can't say I don't like those clothes because I literally shop.
I would 100% buy them if I could. But it's like
that's the idea. Like that's a whole market scheme though. Like a lot of places started doing that because it makes your item more hot because it's like
not even a market scheme. That's how it is. It's like because you gotta think about it as the people who's buying it. If you buy a limited edition shirt that there was only 20 made and you have one, you're gonna feel good as shit that you have that shirt.
Yeah.
And you're gonna want to go get it.
Especially if you start at our level now, like we're not gonna be asking some crazy ass price, but once that shit goes more viral, then like you're gonna have a shirt that's like could be fucking thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'm on the same page for like.
It's a whole thing, man. It's a whole brand.
And doing this podcast has just kind of really opened my mind back up again because like I wasn't shutting down, but at the end of the day, like
I wanted just had no idea where you wanted to go.
Yeah, because
I didn't want to be the man behind the camera, and YouTube is just like at our lives right now.
I
we
don't
don't
have
do
time.
enough. We don't do enough.
It's not that I don't have time. You have time for everything, but I don't. My life isn't interesting enough to sit there and vlog. Like, this is the interesting part of my week. So, like, I can sit here and vent my whole week. But, like, until COVID's over and stuff, it's like I can't do what I would do to make a cool vlog. And vlogging is so saturated right now. Like, it's been done since 2016, and people are over it at this point.
Yeah,
like, if you're not providing, like, I know David Dobrik's in the heat right now, but if you're not providing quality content like that, then you're pretty much...
Or, like, Danny Duncan or shit like that. Like if you're just straight up, yo, what up, guy? Like,
yeah, like,
it's been saturated. It's done. It's, like, you gotta be doing some crazy-ass shit now. Like, I love Danny Duncan, dude.
BF versus GF, man.
Oh, my
It's so sad going back to those channels now. It's like... Man.
But those were the days, man.
I remember watching them on my fucking phone. That was like when smartphones were coming a thing, and like we had like the phones that flipped like this, and like it had a little smart screen.
You were watching them on that?
Yeah, dude.
What, dude? I literally only ever use that for texting. When I had a phone when I was like younger, I literally remember I would just leave that shit at home. I would never bring my phone anywhere.
I don't know. I would bring my phone places, but I remember remember Uvu? Like those days, dude.
Oh my gosh, dude. Literally what I would do to go back and just our child selves for a day, even in Lancaster, wherever, and just relive a day in Lancaster or relive a day in just like a couple years ago, honestly. Like, I don't let myself get stuck on past memories because those are things that you're always just going to sit and be like, oh, I'm never going to feel that same way again. But, like, obviously looking back on memories is nice, but I look at it as like, let's make new ones now. Because I know what our life is going to form into, and I know in a year or two it's not going to be boring.
I wouldn't change anything in my past in reality because, as you guys know from the last episode, like, that way I think is the way I think because of the stuff I've gone through. Like, I'm not saying, like, oh, like, I've gone through so much deep stuff.
You don't need to explain yourself.
I'm just saying, like, in general, like, mental loops and all that. Like, I'm completely different from even when I, like, left mom's to live with dad at 17. Like, from that moment to now, like, I wouldn't even recognize the person I was. And it's like, I don't know. It's just, you gotta accept your past for what it is. You can't dwell on it.
I wouldn't change anything from my past. But I don't know. I was literally just gonna say the exact same thing you said. It has made me who I am today. But, like, I also feel like there is something in the universe that is leading me down this path. And, like, I'm following, like, I truly believe that we all have a set future for ourselves, and we all get, like, it's set, and we just have to catch up to it, because it's our future. Like, I truly believe, like, 2 years, whatever, 2 years, a year, however fast this happens, because you can't rush it. You got to look at it as the work and the mindset and the spiritualness or whatever. But I truly believe in a couple years or whatever, we are sitting there in a studio making music. You're doing your podcast. You got a whole thing. We're living lavish as fuck, and we're doing exactly what we want. And I truly believe that's happening right now. But we're just catching up to that
just
right
like
now.
Damien Styles, dude. Like I told you, I think his shit is
Salute
fire.
to that man, dude.
I think his shit is fire. Like,
but isn't it crazy how we crossed paths with him right when, like, he was going up?
But that's the other thing. Like, your theory, like, this way I think now, because it's true when you really think about it, but Damien Styles has been doing this shit, and if you guys don't know who Damien Styles is,
go check him out.
Yeah, I'll
I'll
put the links. Anyone I mention, I will put their links in the description on YouTube and stuff. But Damien Styles is this guy that came up on TikTok on my For You page, and he was getting like 100 likes, and I thought his shit was fire. I thought it was shit. He was just different, and like he was adding something new to the scene, I guess. Not new, but like he'd made his own style of what's been out there.
He reminds me of like if MGK and Youngblood were to have a baby.
And then use some of Lil Peep's vocal styles, but then made it their own thing.
Yeah.
Like, he literally reminds me I'll pull up a TikTok of him, guys.
He just reminds me of something new, dude. He reminds me of such a dope ass guy.
Put it
and
this
what
way.
I would do to hang out with that dude. Doesn't he look fun?
He reminds me of like an 80s rock singer. Like in an 80s rock band in the 20th, yeah, making music that we like, our generation's created.
But that would have been the 80s punk rock back then. Like, that's just 80s punk rock now. That's what it's evolved into.
And the thing that's crazy is, like, even the way he acts and stuff, I guess a lot of people would be like, oh, like, he won't be like God. But he's pretty big on his religion.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I never even question that, but...
This is Damien Styles, guys. Oh, it's pretty bright. Is it blurry? There we go. I'll play it over here so you guys can hear it really quick.
It's pretty good, dude. But that's not even my favorite song. I like that song. That's not my favorite song by him.
I just think he's crazy talented. I think he's perfect.
My favorite song by him is... I forget what it was. It's one of his older ones.
But someone I do really want to shout out on this podcast right now because I think I brought it up last time, but I'm trying to do an artist of the week, and right now we don't have a lot of like people watching, so we don't have a lot of submissions yet. But someone I personally have really fallen in love with.
I think I know exactly who you're going to talk about.
Who?
Marco.
Marco?
That Marco something, long hair.
Finesse. You know, re-sign some paperwork, but at the end of the day, I don't have to question where I'm living anymore, so I know what I can budget my money for now, and I'm gonna start paying for promotion. And like, I feel like a lot of people that try to get into stuff, whether it's a podcast, music, they don't understand. Like, I didn't understand, but I always just thought it was, you know, continuous growth on your end, in the sense of like, you just keep grinding and it's eventually gonna come, which is true. But then nowadays it's such a saturated market that you have to
things around it.
You have to pay to get ads. You have to pay to get promotion, because
that's not a bad thing.
No,
though.
It's not. But we're past the age where you can burn a CD with your music on it and go pass around a bunch of copies.
Yeah, and get huge off that. But it's like, because so many people are doing the same thing. But it's like, and you just said about paying, and I said it's not a bad thing to like be paying to get higher up. But like, I saw this one video because I was like the same way on music, like paying for promotions, doing Facebook campaign ads and stuff like that. And then that's called like artificial branding. But he said what did he say? He said you have to do some artificial advertising, meaning pay for whatever, to spark an organic growth.
Yeah, exactly, because you have to be able to get your name out. Just like that one album like guy you spoke to way back. He literally
guy
for UMG Records.
Oh yeah.
Remember he said like you're like a map without your treasure without a map. But at the end, like, that's so true. Like, there's a lot of people that could love this podcast and love the idea of the podcast.
They just don't know about it yet. And that's the same thing with my music. Obviously, like when I was making music, obviously I was at the low end of the totem pole, and I'm still not saying I'm huge up there yet, but like, once I started doing that, and now I've reached people, and I have a solid, I'm not huge or anything, but I got a solid fan base. I got multiple people text me every day, like, oh, hype for this, whatever, like, or like, you know, it's just like I got a little community now, and then that's going to come to you. Like, you're like me at Nosebleeds right now.
Yeah, exactly.
That's your start. And then just wait till you're at this little, where I am, and then while you're here, then imagine I'm there, and then it all interlinks. And then
the thing that's crazy is this is my second episode in, and I've already there's already universe signs that I've been getting that's like making me think that this is where I was supposed to end up the whole time, because I went to, like I said, that comedy show. I was invited out of random by my friend I've known for like 3 years now, and he's on his own grind. He's not doing a podcast or anything like that, but he's an actor. So once COVID's over, he plans to, get back more heavy into that. Like, he physically does plays and stuff because he's trying to get known for that. But his friend runs this podcast. I can't remember the exact name of the podcast. It's very Moments, but I will put the link. I'll put the links in the description and stuff because he's a cool guy. But I went there and I made friends with this guy that's pretty much in the same position as me. He's just got has more time on his podcast than I've had so far.
Mm-hmm.
And he was dope. He thought I was dope, and he thinks what I'm doing is really dope. And he... Karen!
Sharon!
Oh, Sharon.
Sharon!
But he wants to link and get on my podcast. I'll get on his podcast, but that's how you grow. Like, that's the other thing. By bringing on these smaller artists, I'm not saying that I'm using them for their background, but at the same time, they're going to come with some fans, and I'm going to have some fans. It's going to morph together. That's another fan base that sees my face.
That's what...
And then getting on someone else's podcast and having them on my podcast, that's more fans to bring.
You can't look at it as like a shitty thing, like, oh, I would want that kid because he would bring a lot of attention. It's how you grow. Even if you're smaller than the person coming on, it's like you're still giving him something.
Exactly.
But that's the thing that I want to, like, Underground City podcast is all 100% you. This is all yours. But Underground City, it's a brand. Like, it all dude, I can't think of the words. Meshes. Like, Underground City is the brand now. That's the brand. Like, I can't say, I mean, you could technically say, like, my music is a brand. You could say that, like, Cody is a brand. Underground City Podcast is a brand. But in a whole, I want to interlink all of this with Underground City and make it a whole thing. The podcast is yours, the music's mine, Underground City, ours. Our brand.
The whole, like, for people that are new, the whole idea behind the name is because, like I said, is based around music, underground artists, like, but at the end of the day, I feel like Underground City, to me at least, means like we're sitting here and like we're all on the same grind, like we're all on the same connected path, and like you're underground, and like if you're not known, then your city's more than like not your city necessarily, but your area is not known. And we come
not
from
even
Buffalo.
Underground City or like physically calling it an underground city. It's just the fact of.
Well, the other way I like to think about it is like it's like a community, like kind of like in those like coal mining eras, and like instead of coal mining, like we're all just like these guys.
We're all
like,
grinding,
worker bees, but like on our own level. We're not working for no government.
We're working as our grind. We're working
it's just like the city of connection. That's what I think about it. The city of underground connections.
It's its own city, but you got like that's. I mean, I'm sure you were on the same mindset as me, like how the podcast, yours, music's mine, Underground City as a whole is ours because it's kind of like our brand. Like when because obviously me and you have been talking about merch, and like it's gonna be released under Underground City, as long as like everything legal, standard, we can trademark it, whatever. Like that'll be the brand. Like you'll have the little Underground City wherever, and then it'll be like some dope ass merch, and then it'll be like, oh, you see Underground City's dropping, or like, and then people think about it like that. It's like Cole Bennett and Lyrical Lemonade. When people think Cole Bennett, they think music video, Lyrical Lemonade music videos. Cole Bennett in a whole is Lyrical Lemonade. That's his brand. He releases clothes. It's a whole brand.
And I want to make, I don't know, I think you had the same mindset, but I do want to plan on having like a very limited merch.
Huh?
A very limited merch.
That's what I'm talking about.
Because like right now,
I don't want everyone to have some like corny ass shirt, like not corny because it'll be our merch, but whatever. But like I don't want everybody to have like
the band shirt. Like everybody has this band shirt, and you could still go buy this band shirt, kind of thing.
Oh yeah. I mean that
kind of like Revenge. Like I feel like, or Supreme. I don't want to be like Supreme because I feel like, in my opinion, Supreme's nice as shit, but at the same time, it's because of the name that people buy it. Nothing else really.
Because you literally have a box logo that's worth more than the whole outfit I have on.
But like, I can't say I don't like those clothes because I literally shop.
I would 100% buy them if I could.
But
it's like
that's the idea. Like that's a whole market scheme though. Like a lot of places started doing that because it makes your item more hot. Because it's like
not even a market scheme. That's how it is. It's like because you got to think about it as the people who's buying it. If you buy a limited edition shirt that there was only 20 made and you have one, you're gonna feel good as shit that you have that shirt.
Yeah,
and you're gonna want to go get it.
Especially if you start at our level now, like we're not gonna be asking some crazy ass price, but once that shit goes more viral, then like you're gonna have a shirt that's like could be fucking thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'm on the same page for like.
It's a whole thing, man. It's a whole brain.
And doing this podcast has just kind of really opened my mind back up again because like I wasn't shutting down, but at the end of the day, like
I wanted something. No idea where you wanted to go.
Yeah, because
I didn't want to be the man behind the camera, and YouTube is just like at our lives right now.
I don't have time.
We don't do enough.
It's not that I don't have time. You have time for everything, but I don't. My life isn't interesting enough to sit there and vlog. Like, this is the interesting part of my week. So, like, I can sit here and vent my whole week. But, like, until COVID's over and stuff, it's like I can't do what I would do to make a cool vlog. And vlogging is so saturated right now. Like, it's been done since 2016, and people are over it at this point. Yeah, like, if you're not providing, like, I know David Dobrik's in the heat right now, but if you're not providing quality content like that, then you're pretty much...
Or, like, Danny Duncan or shit like that. Like if you're just straight up, yo, what up, guy? Like,
yeah, like
it's been saturated. It's done. It's like you got to be doing some crazy ass shit now. Like I love Danny Duncan, dude.
BF versus GF, man.
Oh my!
It's so sad going back to those channels now. It's like, man.
But those were the days, man.
I remember watching them on my fucking phone. That was like when smartphones were coming a thing, and like we had like the phones that flipped like this. And, like, it had a little smart screen.
You were watching them on that?
Yeah, dude.
What, dude? I literally only ever use that for texting. When I had a phone when I was, like, younger, I literally... Remember, I would just leave that shit at home. I would never bring my phone anywhere.
I don't know. I would bring my phone places, but I remember, remember Uvu? Like, those days, dude.
Oh, my gosh, dude. Literally what I would do to go back and just our child selves for a day, even in Lancaster, wherever, and just relive a day in Lancaster or relive a day in, just like a couple years ago, honestly. Like, I don't let myself get stuck on past memories because those are things that you're always just going to sit and be like, oh, I'm never going to feel that same way again. But, like, obviously, looking back on memories is nice, but I look at it as like, let's make new ones now. Because I know what our life is going to form into, and I know in a year or two it's not going to be boring.
I wouldn't change anything in my past in reality because, as you guys know from the last episode, like, that way I think is the way I think because of the stuff I've gone through. Like, I'm not saying, like, oh, like, I've gone through so much deep stuff.
You don't need to explain yourself.
I'm just saying, like, in general, like, mental loops and all that. Like, I'm completely different from even when I, like, left mom's to live with dad at 17. Like, from that moment to now, like, I wouldn't even recognize the person I was. And it's like, I don't know. It's just, you gotta accept your past for what it is. You can't dwell on it.
I wouldn't change anything from my past. But I don't know. I was literally just going to say the exact same thing you said. It has made me who I am today. But, like, I also feel like there is something in the universe that is leading me down this path. And, like, I'm following... Like, I truly believe that we all have a set future for ourselves, and we all get... Like, it's set, and we just have to catch up to it, because it's our future. Like, I truly believe... Like... 2 years, whatever, 2 years, a year, however fast this happens, because you can't rush it. You got to look at it as the work and the mindset and the spiritualness or whatever. But I truly believe in a couple years or whatever, we are sitting there in a studio making music. You're doing your podcast. You got a whole thing. We're living lavish as fuck, and we're doing exactly what we want. And I truly believe that's happening right now. But we're just catching up to that
just
right now.
Just like Damien Styles, dude. Like I told you. I think his shit is
Salute
fire.
To that man, dude.
I think his shit is fire.
Like, but isn't it crazy how we crossed paths with him right when, like, he was going up?
Yeah, but that's the other thing. Like, your theory, like, this way I think now, because it's true when you really think about it, but Damien Styles has been doing this shit, and if you guys don't know who Damien Styles is...
Go check him out.
Yeah,
Leave his link.
I'll put the links. Anyone I mention, I will put their links in the description on YouTube and stuff. But Damian Styles is this guy that came up on TikTok on my For You page, and he was getting like 100 likes, and I thought his shit was fire. I thought it was shit. He was just different, and like he was adding something new to the scene, I guess. Not new, but like he'd made his own style of what's been out there.
He reminds me of like if MGK and Youngblood were to have a baby.
And then used some of Lil Peep's vocal styles, but then made it their own thing.
Yeah.
Like, he literally reminds me... I'll pull up a TikTok of him, guys.
He just reminds me of something new, dude. He reminds me of such a dope-ass guy.
Put it this
what
way.
I would do to hang out with that dude. Doesn't he look fun?
He reminds me of, like, an 80s rock singer. Like, in an 80s rock band in the 20th. Yeah. Making music that we, like, our generation's created.
But that would have been the 80s punk rock back then. Like, that's just 80s punk rock now. That's what it's evolved into.
And the thing that's crazy is, like, even the way he acts and stuff, I guess a lot of people would be like, oh, like, he won't be like God. But he's pretty big on his religion. Like,
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I never even thought to question that, but...
This is Damian Styles, guys. Oh, it's pretty bright. Is it blurry? There we go. I'll play it over here so you guys can hear it really quick.
It's really good, dude. But that's not even my favorite song. I like that song. That's not my favorite song by him.
I just think he's crazy talented. I think he's
my favorite song by him is... I forget what it was. It's one of his older ones.
But someone I do really want to shout out on this podcast right now because I think I brought it up last time, but I'm trying to do an artist of the week, and right now we don't have a lot of like people watching, so we don't have a lot of submissions yet. But someone I personally have really fallen in love with.
I think I know exactly who you're going to talk about.
Who?
Marco.
Marco?
That Marco something, long hair.
Finesse?
No, wrong one. But it's in the same group.
But
you know who I'm talking about though? The kid you were sending me videos of, who's pretty small right now. That Marco kid with the long hair. Who made he's like, I didn't bring it, now I'm geeking off it. You sent me his TikTok. You could literally go on our messages and you sent me his TikTok.
I'll have to find that one. But Finesse, he's only got like 1,378 followers on TikTok. He seems like he's been making music a lot. He's based off in Queens, New York. That's where he lives, from what I've seen. And
Queens, New York, really?
He gives me like, he gives me little Skies vibes.
He gives me Travis Scott vibes and Nav.
But I'm gonna look up his SoundCloud really quick so I could play a song. We can react to it because I'm gonna send I want to hit him up because I want him on my podcast so bad. Like I think his style, and I think he's like,
he seems like a dope dude, honestly. I would love to work with him. I think I might have texted him, honestly.
Yeah, he's like, I think he's on this like whole other wave right now. Like I feel like he's like really good, but people just don't know about him yet. And I'm like, it's the same. Like I'm not discrediting you. I don't want you to get jealous by saying that. I know you're like a little woman, so.
What, dude?
I'm kidding. But I'm gonna look up. Like, there's this one song that I just love.
Oh.
Fuck, man. Hold on, guys. His thing is hard to find sometimes because his name, like, it's
isn't it like 3 S's?
It's this.
You spelled it wrong.
Put at FF. It's like.
Dude.
Did you find it? No, just take out.
What? Do it, dude. What?
Yeah, see, his thing's so hard to find because his name's like.
Oh my gosh.
There he is.
There's the boy. I gotta get SoundCloud Pro soon. I'm almost done on my free uploads.
This song, Radio silence. All right, everybody, we're gonna mute up, and we're just gonna listen to this really quick because it's so good, and then we're gonna give you guys our reaction. I'm just gonna keep the mic muted because you guys will hear an echo, but we're just gonna jam out right now.
Silence. I wanna show you love, but we always fight. I'm so sick of the violence. No, we connected souls, but trying my hardest to let go. I'm in America, I'm American, live American dream. She Brazilian, she want millions, so she put it on me. I want the newest bands with the newest leads, at the push no key. I won't know till I have it. I won't know till I have it. If I told you everything, would you still stay? Would you stay? Would you stay? Or would you go? Look on your face, tell me everything.
Copyrighted.
Well, I don't have a lot to offer. I'll give you some mint gum if we have to pay you. But that was Finesse. I'll put his stuff in the description below. But he's someone I'm gonna call my artist of the week outside of Damien Styles, because Damien Styles is kind of he connected with his wave. He's going up. So I want to help someone.
I'm
that's
happy
kinda,
for that dude.
Yeah.
He definitely deserves it. He definitely has like the push and the talent, because he's completely independent right now. I mean, I don't know what is going on with his life now, but I'm pretty sure he's completely independent. Which, to be there at that style and still be independent and do all of it by yourself and independent, that's fucking, and
Takes
he
a
didn't
lot.
even. It takes
And
a
he's
lot.
got such a cool cause, the Dropout Club, and it's like,
I bought one of his shirts, dude.
Oh, really?
Bought his merch.
but like in reality, like you'd think that the Dropout Club sounds like, oh well, like we're promoting kids to drop out of school, but in reality, it's just
The rejects, dude. The people
Yeah.
who feel like rejects. The people who are less fortunate. The people who have went through shit. And he's like their calling. Like,
yeah. But basically, that Finesse guy, I don't know. I personally love his music. I don't know what you think about it. I listen to
like
a lot
it.
of his music.
I've listened for sure. I forget what song I listened to. I think it was like one of his newest ones.
This is his Instagram, everybody.
You can just link it.
Yeah, I'm gonna link it, but I gotta let it. There you go. That's his Instagram, everybody. Like, he's from Queens, New York. I think he sounds. Cody thinks he sounds like.
collab in the future. Daddy spelled collab wrong. No, but you think me and him could mesh good though, and not even like just because you want me to collab with him, like.
There's this one song that Haley thinks that. Let me find it really quick. But there's a song. We'll play that too. While we talk, we won't mute up for this time. But there's. Actually, we might have to mute. I'll show you the song after then. Or do you want to hear it now?
It don't matter.
Let me look it up. But
I mean, this is a podcast about music, and he is the artist of the week, so.
Boom.
And he don't even know it. Isn't that crazy? Is this it?
I think no, it's not this one. But we're gonna play it on the computer so you guys can hear more clean audio.
Oh my gosh, that tastes like PB&J, and I didn't.
It smells like pepperoni. But okay, so this is a song that Haley.
At Firehouse Subs, a portion of every purchase helps
We're gonna
provide
mute that
life-saving
because
equipment.
we're not supported by Firehouse Subs. But once that starts playing, then we're gonna mute up again, and it's another song. But I'm gonna help, even though I don't have a huge platform, I'm gonna help promote this guy just like I promote your stuff. And just for that's my plan. For like the week that I call out for the artist of the week
until we start you start getting submissions, it'll probably just be people that you pick honestly on your free time.
There's another guy that I really like, but like he seems like he's gonna blow up fast.
Ooh.
Like hold on. We'll listen to this really quick and then I'm gonna show that guy. This is Finesse, Just Another Thought.
She's just another thought. Oh, I probably should've known. Puppy eyes, she can read me. Yeah, she know I want to bone. Oh, she's just another thought. I should probably leave alone. Seen her on her IG story singing all they do is songs. Guess I never wanna learn, making all the same wrongs. I just made the wrong turn, singing all the same songs. And I swear I'm running backwards in circles like it's a hobby. Hung up on this girl, once to her I'm just a body. 2 years later and she still popping zest. 2 years later and I still got the plan. Yeah, to me, finessing is just a hobby. Caught up in these trees, if I'm sleeping they might copy. And I can't let them steal the sauce, this ain't no Krabby Patty. Bitch, I know that you mad, this your bitch call me daddy. You can't be sad in Japan, I'm riding R.E.I.s. I just raised a demand while I was smoking Maui. You know I stay finessing, your presence is so unpleasant. You gotta catch up, addressing your long clothes all in my dresser. I said for trying to impress her. Oh, she's just another thought. Oh, I probably should've known. Puppy eyes, she can read me. Yeah, she know I want to bone. Oh, she's just another thought. I should probably leave alone. Seen her on her IG story singing all they do is songs. Guess I never wanna learn, making all the same wrongs. I just made the wrong turn, singing all the same songs. And I swear I'm running backwards in circles like it's a hobby. Hung up on this girl, once to her I'm just a body. Yeah, she might use my body in bands, ayy, but she coming with that beauty and burn, ayy. Yeah, that booty kinda feel like a trance, ayy. I was hoping you would give me a chance. Just another thought. Oh, I probably should've known. Puppy eyes, she can read me. Yeah, she know I want to bone. Oh, she.
So that was Just Another Thought by Finesse, and that's the song. That's one of my favorite songs by him, but that's also a song I think Cody Finesse. If you're watching, this is my brother. If you haven't heard from the beginning,
Finesse,
but
if you're watching this, you know where to find me.
actually doesn't know where to find you. So if you need to find Cody, look in the link to
My link would be. My gosh.
the link in the description for his link tree will be down there for the YouTube people. But yeah, I just think he's a fucking fire ass artist. And the other guy I was talking about was Fresco. His name is like Fresco James or something like that.
No idea.
I'll look him up really quick.
Dude, I try to find all these people to like underrated artists, but like
FrescoTrey.
I cannot like find anyone.
We won't mute up for this one because I want to like be able to just talk. But this is another guy.
Because I guarantee there's motherfuckers like so many people that are making the same type of shit as me that are at the level I am and like would be dope to collab with.
Like, listen, this guy is not that known right now compared to like.
But you said this guy's gonna blow up fast.
Yeah. Because his TikToks, like, I think he's signed. He's just building up his.
Is it that dude you sent me and he was in the studio? This guy.
I think right now he's just building his track list, and his label's gonna start like pounding him. Cause he's talented. No.
I would love to feature this guy, but he's probably big right now. Is he pretty big?
TikToks only get like 1,000 to 3,000 likes.
Still big. Pretty big. What you got on Insta? I got a feature coming with another artist soon.
Who's that?
As soon as Brad sends it back to me. His name's Chase Paves.
What kind of music does he make? Your style of music, or?
I don't know. The track, the open verse I made for him is kind of, a little tech-y type of vibe. type of vibe.
Okay. But
I think he can do good on it. He's more of a, he's not much of a melodic rapper. He's kind of a not like a, I don't know how to explain it. I just think he'll kill it. But yeah.
Speaking about features, though, don't you have, I don't know if you want me to say it, but don't you have something coming up with Sean?
Yeah.
Have you announced that yet, or are you waiting to announce that?
You could say, you can say it on here.
Well, this will be a little exclusive for the people that do come into the podcast, but Cody and Sean, who was supposed to be our guest today, he'll be on another episode, like Cody said, probably next episode, but Sean is someone, they are making a podcast. Jesus Christ.
Yo!
My mind just like went random there, but they're making an EP. I don't know the name. I don't want to spoil that stuff, but they have an EP coming out. I've heard pretty much most of the songs, I think, and it's fire. There's a clip of one of them right now, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a clip on my Instagram.
My mind just went mashed potato for a second.
Oh, I thought you were fucking staring at me, picking at my nail.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty gross.
But, yeah, we have that little, deluxe EP. I don't even, it could, like, cause can you do a deluxe to an EP, or does it have to be in deluxe to an album? Cause I don't know how that all works. Like,
you were gonna just do it as a deluxe
EP and then have everything all together. But if not, it can be its own
in
EP
reality,
on its
you
own.
are in your own lane right now, so you can do whatever you want with your music. So doing something different isn't bad.
I mean, I can. I'm just saying I don't know if that's like legitimately a possible thing. Spit some nail out.
Yeah, but either way, like from what I've heard, it's gonna be fire. And I think Sean sounds really comfortable now behind the mic. I think in his earlier songs with you, he was good.
Me and him were both like that though, honestly. But like I was obviously more comfortable alone behind the mic, like before him, because I was doing it alone. But me and him both, like when we first started recording in front of each other, it was like. It was the hardest thing, dude, because, like, he was still trying to find his voice, and I was still, like, doing my thing, and then we were always, like, making songs, and it was such a long process, because it was always, like, nah, fuck that, my voice was shaky. Nah, don't do that one, or like, I would try to hit a note and just, like, think about him being right there and be like, and choke up. So, well, but now it's, like, the EP that... or deluxe EP, whatever we're gonna make it. We literally got that done in, other than like the days in between that we didn't hang out, 2 days of hanging out.
Well, like back to what you're saying about like making music in front of people. Remember when you all started this? I was like, oh, like music would be.
And
cool.
I still have that open verse. It's on here.
But like I was literally like, you know, I'm gonna try to get in the studio, and I was like. And, like, I was hyping myself up, but then Haley, my girlfriend, was sitting on the couch, and then you were sitting there waiting for me to go, and I was like, oh, my God. Like, yes, my brain,
when we were at Brad's studio, even you and Dad just sitting there, like, by, like, the second song, I was good, but, like...
But, like, I was sitting there listening to you make your verse, and I was like, okay, like, I was trying to make stuff up, and then I got the headphones on, the beat was playing, and I was like, my mind just blank.
Evaporated. But that's what to put it brutally honest, and it's not like being a dick to you, because there's so many other people. Music isn't for everyone. Like, you gotta have a certain niche. Like, you definitely have a certain niche with being on video, vlogging, doing all that shit. Not even because you know how to do it, because, like, you talk to the camera way better than I do alone.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm fine right now because I'm with you, but I've tried vlogging. When I shot that ad for you to make for Facebook campaigns, that took me, like, almost an hour, just because it was fucking damn it. And just every single time messing up. Like, that's your niche, and then obviously my niche is just like making music. Like, it just comes natural to me. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
I definitely get better over time with practice.
I felt like in public I feel uncomfortable with the camera in front of my face, but at the same time, like, the way I look at it is I talk to myself. Like, I'm weird. Like, I talk to myself probably more than I talk to anybody else.
Me too.
And I live with my girlfriend, so that's saying a lot. Like, and mentally I just talk to myself. Like, so I just treat the camera as if it's literally just my mind. I'm just ready to talk to myself for the day. That's the way I always view it. Like, stuff that we'll have to work on, like, it's just making more eye contact with the camera when it's not a direct conversation. But, like, that's all stuff that comes on over time.
Oh, with this?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, definitely. But I don't know. I kind of like how they can't. Like I've been trying. You'll see it when you edit the video of like looking at the camera. But like we're just having a conversation, so it's like I'm not really worried about that.
Yeah.
I'm just worried about making sure that it sees us.
And something I've been like something so you guys know it's in the works. I know like the laptop I have now is good. It's good for what I need it for, but I'm working on trying to find someone to buy my computer so I can get a really good gaming laptop, so then I can edit anywhere I need, and then I can have like, because this is good for streaming. This is obviously good enough to stream it, but like I can like do crazy like additional shit with a better laptop.
Yeah, and especially the camera, because that's a good camera. It only like somewhat looks a little poopier than it actually is on here because the computer probably has trouble processing it.
Yeah, like, Dad, I know you're watching. He's like, these fuckers, like, I bought this computer, like, but oh, yo, what's up,
Bug Hoss?
Is that Big Hoss? Is
that Austin?
Is that Austin? Yo, if that's Austin, welcome, bro. And if that's not Austin, still welcome. And then
it could be this guy. This guy's like a huge fan of my music. Could be him.
Whoever you are, welcome to the stream. I appreciate you stopping by. Hit a follow button if you are enjoying the stream, and then if you don't want to stay, if you did miss most of the podcast, most of the half in it, so it's gonna be on YouTube. Channel. Yes, sir. So
it is Austin.
That's Austin Bukowski.
Drop a friggin' follow. What are you doing?
Yeah, drop a follow, man. But what were we talking about before Austin? Oh yeah, the laptop.
Yes.
But like that like I know Dad's watching this. He's like, these fuckers, like I spent $300 on this laptop. But like in reality, like the laptop is perfect for what I need. But like when I had to make my video, it was like an hour long video. Oh yeah, there it is from Bug Hoss. Thanks for the follow, Austin. I appreciate that. But
shitting on my laptop.
But the thing, like the laptop, like it rendered my video in like 3 hours.
For real?
Yeah.
Wait, this
laptop took 3 hours to render.
Is that good?
Like my computer could render it probably in an hour.
Oh, so not good.
It's good for like your basic stuff in the sense of like just is really good for pictures and is really good for short videos. But like I've just noticed for longer videos, it's like it edits a lot slower.
Well, yeah, the process. It's probably just the processor and the RAM. And...
It's a great starting laptop, especially just for something simple like this.
Oh yeah, it's still pretty good quality.
Oh yeah, especially like we have so much stuff that most people don't even have.
Yeah, like we could be sitting with.
We could be sitting
in a trash
ass
background.
Yeah,
a background with not even a mic, just speaking off of that. Like, and even then, it wouldn't even. I mean, yeah, it would be a little shittier, obviously, but like, you just gotta. It said in the last podcast, you gotta not be insecure. It's about the message. Yeah. It's about the message you're giving, not about what you have or.
Yeah. It's just I don't know.
Bug Hoss.
It's just crazy that life has like brought us to this point. Like, there's no fucking way that I sat there and I was like, you know, like I'm running a podcast.
Do you remember when I called myself Tony J and would freestyle with that Mike's friggin' computer that he gave me?
You called yourself Tony J?
You don't remember that?
I don't remember Tony J.
I literally made up a fake alias. I didn't post anything under the name, but like I made a fake alias for myself and literally called myself Tony J because I would put on this flat brim, the San Francisco flat brim that from when I played baseball, and I would just freestyle. And that's what I was doing. And then like,
dude, the only freestyle that I've kept for my whole life, I have two of them. And one's like the one's like, yo, my name is Zach and I am not whack. That one. And then remember when Ethan, our old friend Ethan, and where Dad used to live, he came up to us one day. He was like, "Yo, my name is Tony. I like macaroni. I slapped the girl with the piece of bologna."
Yes, dude. I know that word by word. So Austin, is anyone else watching us at work? He's at work right now.
Oh, he's at work.
Yeah.
I don't want to. Don't tell him about the salami. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Yo, that probably sounded like it was something so much worse than it actually is.
I was just joking. Austin probably has AirPods in anyways, let's be real here.
He might, I don't know. I think he's closing alone tonight. I'm sorry, Austin.
Yeah, get making those chickens, boy. But, yeah. So go back on the topic of I'm gonna choose Finesse as my artist of the week. I'm gonna try to contact him for myself to get him on the show, and then so you guys can see him on the show and get a more deeper mindset of him, because he seems like,
I hope, dude.
his vibe is a lot like what you and I like to carry. So he just seems very like self motivated, which
Finesse.
yeah.
Once you, I know. I wasn't saying that asking, but when you're watching this, because you're gonna see this somehow, some way, whether we send it to you, whether you get notified, when you're watching this, hit us up. We want you to be, well, your podcast. Come on the podcast, talk, whatever, and then maybe we can get something in the works.
That's what I'm saying, though. He's
Drinking
just,
air.
I don't know. He's a dope looking guy. He got a lot of dope shit. And he's got a lot of music out. Like, he's not like one of those artists.
He's really underrated for what he's putting out and the work that he's putting in.
Especially since a lot of it is self-made.
There's not a lot of people.
There's not a lot of people that make their own beats. I feel like beats nowadays are more samples.
Well, samples are like YouTube beats is a huge thing. That's what I use most of the time.
But that's just like, that's what the whole thing, like Cole, like, I know this is kind of random, but Cole Bennett like made a post, and it was like, he said that back in 2015 to like 2017, music was at like underrated, like self-promoted people were getting bigger numbers and bigger shows than the mainstream
people with label, like independent artists were doing better.
And then the labels caught on to that, and then they
found a way around
soiled it. Like,
SoundCloud dude, SoundCloud used to have like a nice algorithm. That's Lil Peep, Juice WRLD, X, all them blew up, and that's why the whole SoundCloud rapper thing. And then when Lil Pump and all them jumped on, they blew up because SoundCloud was going crazy, and that's how all that happened. SoundCloud's algorithm is dog shit now, dude. Literally,
so
like that's why
saturated.
there's I barely advertise or promo my SoundCloud now. Like, yeah, I want to do some exclusive drops on YouTube and that, so like obviously more interaction with those ones, but it's like getting big on SoundCloud. Really, Spotify is the factor now. The algorithm on Spotify is what you want to try to shoot for, because like it's all the playlist. Getting on, like, literally I can get on Discover Weekly and get like 5 steps higher in this career in a night.
yeah, dude, it's just, I don't know. I miss those pure ass days where literally like X was like the new thing.
I miss waiting for X's album with, I forget, 17.
Yeah, dude, remember you had that fucking DJ speaker, and you'd have like all your little like friends that ended up becoming my friends at the time, and I would be chilling at grandma's waiting on dad to come pick me up because I got out of school earlier than everyone else, and then you guys would come over, and then we would just literally sit there and blast like the new X songs or the older songs, and then Trippie Redd, like when Trippie Redd was like in his new pure form.
I saw
or
videos.
like Love Scars and
Still videos.
Little Peep was dead at that point. And I'm not gonna lie, I love Little Peep.
Was he?
Yeah. He was like freshly dead,
Oh, like just happened.
like a month or two. But like,
I hate him.
I won't lie. I didn't like Little Peep until like a day after he died. Like, I was getting into his music and then he died, and then it made me dig into it more.
I forget who showed me, because like I think it was Gavin. I think Gavin showed me.
Little Peep.
Because he showed me X. He showed me Look at Me. Like, oh, I'm one of those guys who found out about X off Look at Me. But he showed me Look at Me, and then I was like, who the fuck is this guy? And then I got super into X. I'm pretty sure he put on Lil Peep before, and then I found out who it was. And I think I listened to like a couple, like Witchblades.
You know what my favorite song is that grabbed me into him? Gym Class.
It was that in Gym Class. It was Witchblades in Gym Class.
I was like, oh my god, this is...
And then I got really into him, but I was never like super into him. And then I kind of got more into him, and then he died.
But yeah, that goes towards like that pureness though, because I feel like during those days, like the artists were like their Instagrams were like, you knew more about the artist than any other mainstream artist. Like I felt like I was way more connected.
Dude, I felt like
to
I was
X.
friends with him.
Yeah, I felt like I was way more connected to X than I was ever connected
And that's what
to
I'm
like
trying
Lil
to do.
Wayne, Drake, like people I listened to growing up. Like I
Like
didn't
even
know
now,
anything.
like love the Kid Leroy's music and everything, but like you just see him like just shoved in your face, and he's up in the flashy lights.
It gets draining. I love his music. All his shit's fire, but like
he's good, and the grind he went through is good. But it's like, when the labels shove shit in your face, that's when it's like, okay, dude, you're oversaturated.
Yeah.
Like Juice WRLD was a superstar, but never and the way he was, man, just the way all those three artists were.
I'll be honest though, Juice WRLD for me, I loved him, listened to him all the time, but there was some songs that I was like stop playing this song already. Like Robbery, I loved it, but
that's what I mean. It got oversaturated. It started to get oversaturated,
but even X. But I also don't think that X was like that saturated until his death. Like he was popular.
But now it's so sad, bro. Like
it's almost 3 years in June.
Well, that and how often do you hear about X?
They messed up his legacy, dude. They took his name and knew it was a cash grab and taken his. I knew X. A lot of his songs seemed like unfinished clips, but like he did it in a way when he was alive that it was like,
dude, wow. Listen to the lyrics in that guy's songs, man.
And then like ever since he died, like it's like, oh, like yeah, this is a good X song, but like it doesn't even feel like him. Like he had a reason behind every song.
I know, like go watch lyric videos, dude, and just read what he's saying.
I feel like one of the most underrated songs by X is Garrett's Revenge.
There's no way that's not underrated.
You don't think so? Or King. Or King.
Oh, which one's King?
Where it's like, hey, yo. It starts off slow and it gets really heavy.
Yep.
But he was just, that was the thing about those artists. Like, they were just so versatile. Like, Juice WRLD could sit there and sing, quote unquote, like a melody type beat, and then go super fucking hard for the next one. And like Juice WRLD could pump out songs like they were fucking crack.
That man has more unreleased songs than all of his songs out combined.
But there's so much controversy that I don't know how much we're actually gonna get. Because a lot of people.
So sad. I mean, apparently there's supposed to be like 3. He has enough music for like more than 3 more albums, dude. Apparently, I don't know how true this is, exact numbers, but apparently he's got like 2,000 unreleased songs.
Yeah.
Because that man would just spit off the dome.
But there's literally so much controversy behind dude. Baby. There's Little Baby is his name, right?
His like manager.
Yeah, but like there's like I'm not saying Baby had bad intentions, but there's a video I saw where like Baby was like, Juice, here you go, and he's got like a handful of pills, and Juice was like, yeah, I'm a pill popper, and then like
nah, that was probably
it might have been a troll. It might have been a troll.
Yeah, I've never seen the video, but I would assume that
like there's just so much controversy that I think it's halted them releasing anything. But that's the other thing. Yeah, like people like Austin.
Have you seen like the interview with Bibby when he's talking about his death, dude? Like, and he started crying. Like that.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying he didn't care about him. I'm just saying there's a lot of controversy behind it because of the way that like Bibby had to put business and personal into the same mix. It's hard to do that and not get backlash. But even people like that was the thing about Juice WRLD. Even people like Austin. Austin really only likes like the harder stuff like Key Glock and like Pop Smoke and like the more, I don't want to sound like cliche, but the more like gangster type music, the more like raw hood, raw hood. That's the best way to put it. Like the raw hood music,
hip hop
and
stuff like
that. But Juice WRLD, like I felt like you didn't like that music, but you can connect with it, and like
it's just the message that they spread. It's just the fact of the message that everybody spreads now is so polluted. That's why I try to stay as genuine as possible. I try to I literally every morning when I wake up, I post on my Instagram or try to post on my Instagram unless it's like 6 in the morning. Like, hope all you having a good day. Like you can make it through whatever. That's the message that I want to put out to the world. I don't want to. I don't ever want people to think of me like, yeah, once it all blows and we got the money, cool, whatever. I'll have nicer clothes on, whatever. I'm not gonna be like maybe a chain or whatever. But, like, I'm never going to change who I am, and I just feel like that's what the labels really provide, and they make it seem like... They just make everyone seem less genuine. Like, your persona of so many artists now is just like, oh my god, that guy's huge, he's all about his money, he's all about himself, like, he seems like an asshole, whatever. Yeah. And then, like look at MGK. You would look at that guy and be like, holy fuck, that guy's kind of scary. But I've heard, and even in interviews, he's the sweetest guy, dude. And, like, that's how I want to be. Like, I want people to, my fans, once it gets to that point and people are walking up to us, be, like, so comfortable and feel like they know everything about us, and it just feels like a friendship. It's not like you're a fan. It's like you're my fan.
I don't want to say I'm trying to carry on X's message, but I'm definitely making it my own version, because that's how we, like, if you've seen videos, like, there's bad videos. There's a lot of controversy about X, but there's also videos about X where he was like fans would go up to him and he would sit there and have a 30-minute conversation with the fans, even though he's already at that level to where, like, he's got so much people that want to talk to him, but he's still going to take that 10 minutes out of his day to talk to you.
Exactly, dude. He literally, you see when he went to, like, donate to that child's charity thing, and
he
literally
asked
asked every single kid what they want to do when they're older.
And he would even text people, like, other artists, like, how you doing, bro? Like, even if there's a lot of controversy
you see the
behind
messages
beef,
between him and Juice.
Him and even 6ix9ine, like, he would, like, talk and make sure 6ix9ine was good, even though 6ix9ine was such, like,
and even Juice, when 6ix9ine was like dissing on Juice literally responded and was like, that was the funniest shit I've ever seen.
Yeah, they were just cool people.
They were just grade A people who you could literally genuinely feel a relationship with, and you could feel the pain, and you could feel the message through their music, and relate to literally everything they're saying.
And it really,
depending on what you went through.
It also just shows, like, the media, because, like, the media really focused hard on X, and then, like, there is, like, I'm not saying I agree with the controversy behind it, but, like, his ex-girlfriend even dropped the charges, and they continued it. The media continued to be, oh, he's a woman beater, and if he did, that's fucked up. But if he didn't, then that's fucked up.
For about him
beating on his ex-girlfriend, yeah. But, like, in reality, like, people focus so damn, like, if you were a fan of X, you were a diehard fan of X, and if you weren't, you focused on the hard, like, you were like he's the most negative person in the world. Listen to his devil type music. But in reality, it's like you're judging a book by a cover, and you can't base a person off their past. You have to base the person off their decisions.
That's what I want.
Working so hard to become a good person.
That's what I'm saying. Dead. Literally, as soon as he became a good person, or he was a good person the whole time, but, like, obviously he had his troubles, and coming up, obviously, like, he was different than wherever. But that's how I wanted to feel. Like, I don't ever want my fans, I like to call my family. I'm sure you like to do the same thing. I hate referring to them as fans, but it's like, I want them, like, I want it to be like, if I see one of them and they come up to me, whatever, it's like, it feels like we've been friends this whole time. It's not it's not like, oh, what's up, bro? Oh, you want an autograph? All right.
Yeah, like, I don't want to feel like...
It's like, holy shit, bro, I remember when you were watching the podcast when it was at 3 viewers.
And that's the whole idea. Like, I want to make... Even when I'm at 3,000 viewers, like, people still feel like it's the 3 viewers. Like, I want people to know me as me, and not know me as this Underground City podcast. And, like, I'm this big guy that is untouchable. Because...
I never want to feel every like that. Person... I want to feel just how I feel this day right now when we're up there.
Yeah, exactly. Every person has dealt with a stack of cards. Some people are going to have a way better deck than you are, but that doesn't mean you can't reshuffle your stack. But
I got to leave after that one. That one exploded my brain. Right.
But I got to go to the bathroom, so I'm going to put on a little break for a little bit. We're going to be going for probably another, like, 10-15 minutes once we get back from the break, but I do have to use the bathroom pretty bad, so I'll be back in just a little bit. All right, everybody. Hopefully the mic is working. Yeah, we're back.
The camera died.
The camera died, but it did last us for pretty much the whole podcast, because I didn't realize the time, and we have a family dinner to attend in, like, less than an hour now. So, yeah, we're going to end the podcast here. We talked a lot about it. Like, it started off pretty random because we were kind of pulling the episode out of our ass, to be honest with you guys, because we had the whole plan with Sean. And I'm not mad at him. I don't want him to watch this and be like, oh, like, I disappointed him. He didn't. It just, we had to come up with a new episode. So we started off with conspiracies. We ended off with music, because that's what this podcast is about. Just talking about whatever we want, but music is involved.
Artist of the week, Finesse.
Yeah. Artist of the week is Finesse. I'll make sure to put his stuff in the description below for the people on YouTube. And then Facebook as well. I'll put his stuff in the description. And any other artists we talked about, I'll make sure I give them the credit. Hopefully so I don't get copyrighted.
For a podcast too.
I really hope I can, because he's not.
I mean, Damien Styles too. That would be
Yeah,
dope
I
as
do
shit.
think I could get him on, but he's just on like a really busy wave right now, so I'm gonna watch it. That's all I can do.
I would completely understand why he wouldn't. Like,
Oh yeah, I don't have anything to offer completely yet, and like that's an industry that we're working in and trying to get in. You gotta have something to offer to get something out of it. So I'll be grinding until I can get to that point, and then continue to grind. But yeah, we're gonna end off the podcast here. We got stuff to do. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to hit that subscribe button and that like button. And if you want to, share it to your Facebook as well, because it'll also be on Facebook. So I'll leave all the links in the description for everything. I'll leave Cody's information down there, and then our Artist of the Week's down there. And then if you guys have any submissions, just make sure you can message me on Facebook, leave a
Or
comment in
Instagram.
YouTube, or on Instagram. I'll leave that in the description as well. So appreciate everyone stopping by. Appreciate you following today, Austin. Gained a new follower. Only I think 11 more followers, and I can start qualifying for a sub button. So appreciate all you guys. Have a great night. Have a great day.